Shalom, shalom. It's your brother Abayi from the DC Church, coming at you giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Kodash, Yahweh in the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Ba'Shem in the name of Common Spirit, Kodash and Holy. These are the names and the powers that I come to you in order to profess the 100% truth and Lord's will seal the elect's faith. Shenya Kabaga Walabakaza Koyano Ba'aith, or Shalom wa Barakum wa Bakan Sha'alim. Peace and blessings be upon the elected, the nation of Israel. And to the men out there that's pushing this word in sincerity and truth, to you, I say Shalom wa Barakum wa Thumb. Peace and blessings be upon you. Alright, now without further ado, the name of this video is going to be called Temperance. And I was thinking about this upon driving, that there's so many tabs in our life that need to be tended to, and there's so many things that need attention as you grow deeper into the truth and as you become more of a man, especially if you have a family, your own family, even if you don't have a family, so just tending to your household, upkeep in the truth, your job, work-life balance. And I mean that for the truth first, and then also if you're in a relationship, finances, like all of these things require attention, and there's always something that we're desirous of, or we're always in need and want. And the scriptures say that, one of the curses that are on us is that we would have to go to the heathen for the one of all things. So we're in a position to where, we're needing, and we're always having to go to our enemy. So being the fact that we have to go to our enemy, it puts us in a bad position, being in Babylon, okay? Because our enemy really hates us. And when you look at the products that our enemy is creating, whether it be food, water, clothing, or even technology, all of it is created to destroy our temple, to destroy our body, and to shorten our lifespan. So within everything that we have in this life, we have to apply temperance. And temperance is being mildly moderate in the consumption of a thing. And I forgot the other term, but mildly moderate in the consumption of whatever it is that you're indulging in, okay? And that goes with sex, that goes with food, that goes with even spending time with your family, and that goes with even work, because sometimes you can work all the time and not have enough time for the truth, okay? And we're even supposed to be mildly temperate in the truth also. The scriptures tell us that, we're not supposed to be over righteous, so we have to stand clear of that also, okay? So the scriptures say, I'm thinking of in Ecclesiastes, be not over righteous and be not over wicked, over much wicked, So we got to be right in the middle, and that's why we got to consistently ask the Heavenly Father to feed us with food that's convenient for us, okay? Because being fed with food that's convenient will allow us it will allow us to, and I just seen 144. Nevertheless, being fed with food convenient for us will allow us to grow exponentially, okay? Because we have everything that's adequate for us to consistently grow in this truth, okay? If it's, it's a lot. If it's money, the Heavenly Father is going to give us an adequate enough amount of money for us to be good enough, okay? The Heavenly Father is going to give us an adequate enough amount of, raiment and shoes for us to be good enough. That's the second time I'm seeing 144. It's on that car that I just passed, but it's on two of them. Anyhow, if it's food, the Heavenly Father's going to feed us with food that's convenient for us, okay? So be it in mind that we have to be temperate in our consumption of these things, because there's going to be opportunities that present themselves. I wish I could catch this on camera. There's going to be opportunities that present itself I can't catch it. Nevertheless, there's going to be opportunities that present itself to where, you know, we get the harvest, all right, or you get a lump sum of whatever it may be. The Heavenly Father may bless you with funds. The Heavenly Father may bless you with you know, really good food, and don't, you know, you can't take away from that either. If you're able to have a really good meal or dine really good, whether you made food that's really good or you received food that was really good, that's still a form of, you know, that's still a form of peace. That's still a form of the Heavenly Father blessing you. You know, never take that for granted, because there's going to be a point in time to where we're not able to eat, you know? So we just got to be mindful of that. We got to be mindful that everything that the Heavenly Father has given us that is good is a sheer sign of His mercy and a sheer sign of His love. And, you know, that's why, you know, whenever I do happen to eat good, even if I happen to eat bad, you know, I bless my food. And, you know, also, you just got to give thanks to the Heavenly Father continuously, you know, because the Lord could have very well made that food nasty. And these are things that, you know, you don't necessarily think about when you're eating. You just, you know, we just consume it. Oh, it's good. You just go about your business. But, you know, may the Lord be thanked in all of our ways. Okay? And being temperate and thanking the Heavenly Father is a constant indulgence. Okay? Because, excuse me, just want to make sure I'm clear. Nevertheless, because the Heavenly Father, He's worthy to be praised at all times, every time, every day, every minute, every second, every millisecond, down to the smallest decibel of time. You know, call halayim la Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, I will lum, you know? So these are things that we need to keep in mind when it pertains to praising and worshiping Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai B'Shem Kakadash, okay? But, back to the main point that I was making, being mildly temperate in all aspects of our lives. You know, food was one of the things that I wanted to highlight too, because, you know, there's a I think what they say, like 60-40 or 80-20 rule, where you eat 80% of good food, you know, you're automatically gonna have to eat some sort of processed food, because our food is just so bad. And the thing is, you may have cravings, or you may have things that you personally like that aren't the best for you, but as long as you're eating healthy, you know, that's really all that matters. Nevertheless, that 80-20 rule only works for certain men. Some men need to be 95-5, and that's their balance. You know, you have to find out what works for you, and that's a form of being temperate. Okay, it's being able to identify, okay, this works for me, this doesn't, and that's knowing yourself, as the scriptures say, as Paul said. Okay, know ye not yourselves that ye are, what's it called? Ye are Hamashiachs, okay, that we belong to Him, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, so we're supposed to know what are the do's and don'ts of our own temple. And it's funny because, you know, our temple doesn't come with the manual. It doesn't come with an instruction manual that's tailored specifically to us, because we're all different, you know, but we have the law. We have the law. The law is essentially that manual. But you gotta know how to tailor. I don't want to say tailor, because we're not necessarily tailoring, but we got to know how to apply the law to us in our own specific life and see what's the most feasible. Okay, so we talked about food. Also, you know, remnant. You have men who are into clothing, you know, who spend a good amount of money on clothing. But, you know, when you're in that world, you have to know how to turn on the on switch, and when you turn on the on switch, know how to turn it off also. You know, there's going to be times where the Heavenly Father gives you the increase, and you're able to put money toward your hobbies or whatever it is, whatever your niche is. Okay? Nevertheless, you know, be not overindulgent. You know, don't overindulge in those things, because whenever you happen to do so, the Heavenly Father has a very, very blatant way of telling you that you're doing too much. Either you're going to hear it from, you know, from the vessels that the Heavenly Father sends to you, or you're going to hear it from your brothers. You don't want to hear it from the Lord, you know, because when you hear it from the Lord, that's when the final judgment comes down. Because prior to the Heavenly Father doing anything, you know, the Lord will give you warning. And sometimes, you know, I'll be honest, you know, sometimes the Lord won't. And the Lord will just punish you for doing some stupid shit. You know, but nevertheless, we know what we're supposed to be doing and what we're not supposed to be doing. So, and if you don't, you know, read your book. Okay? There's spiritual edification here. You know, enough. If we watch every single last GMS video, we have enough content to suffice us to kingdom come. Okay? Probably in the 200 millions now, if not more. You know, each brother putting up 3 videos a week. You know, some brothers putting up more. These are things to consider, you know. Nevertheless, even within that, you know, so when the Lord gives you food, the Lord gives you clothing. Also, women. And women are an important factor because, you know, and it's funny because I'm starting to get to the point to where I'm like, you know, I'd rather not deal. Like, and I can actually understand now that I'm a little bit older. Not saying I'm super duper old. Nevertheless, you know, age does play a factor, you know, and there are some things that you actually do grow tired of. And especially when you mature in the truth, it's like that. The truth just adds 10 more, 20 more years on you when you have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You know, and the scriptures say that, you know, wisdom is the graying of the hairs, or the gray of the hairs. You know, nevertheless, I kind of getting to the point to where I'm like, I'd rather not deal opposed to deal with women. And women are more beneficial when you have them, when you're not sleeping with them. You know, women are way more beneficial. And I'm just saying, for those that know, they know. Women are way, way, way more beneficial when you're utilizing them for other purposes than to just have sex with them. You know, because they're the world. And the world understands the world. The world communicates with the world. We're not. So, although we have that Clark Kent and we're able to put on our mask, you know, having somebody who's equipped to know about that world a lot more than us because they don't go out on Saturdays and do what we do, you know, it's a good resource. It's a good resource. But, you know, you can also get lost in that too. So even when the Lord hands you the increase with women, you know, you got to be temperate. You have to be temperate, you know, because you can overindulge in that. You can be like a lot of men that have slipped and fell because of a woman in this truth. All right. The Lord know what you like. The Lord know what you want. And he could very well put that in front of you. It ain't nothing but the Lord. You just move a thread, move a fine tune a little something, and then, you know, a woman a fine woman end up liking you, you know, or end up finding you attractive. You know, these are things to consider. Nevertheless, when the Lord does happen to allow these things to happen, you know, you gotta make sure that, you know, you're doing your due diligence as to staying temperate in, you know, your in season, because that's practically what I mean. Because in our life, our life is confined, or what's the word I'm looking for? Subjected to seasons. Okay, so you're gonna have a season when you up, and I'm talking about every aspect. You be up on the coochie meter. You be up on in your finance. You be up with you know, your culinary skills. You can be up with, you know, your fine raiment. You know, you be up in your hobby, whatever it is, whatever like I said, whatever your niche is. And then you have seasons to where you're just not performing as well as you did in the season before. and that's fine. But you have to be able to be now temperate when the Heavenly Father allows you to indulge, when he also tells you that it's time to step away from these things. And typically when the Lord is doing that, that means the Lord wants you to focus primarily on him. All right, he desires for you to focus primarily on him. Now, with that being said, we have moments to where we're able to indulge in the things in which the Heavenly Father has allowed us to be good at. I know some brothers who are really, really fucking good musicians. Okay, I know brothers who are really good at, putting together food. I've seen very, very, and I'm gonna come clean. We get in the kingdom of heaven, it's gonna be a different story, man. Like, bros, brothers actually know how to fucking cook. And I'm mentioning that because that's another, that's a glory in in our flesh, because the food is, food is a high point, or can be. Nevertheless, I know brothers who are good with art, being able to see an image in their head and then replicate it on a piece of paper. That's a craft, that's a gift. These things cannot be overlooked. Nevertheless, the main point is that whatever you're going to be able to perform really good in those things, because the Heavenly Father has allowed your hands to succeed at the production of that specific hobby, or thing that you're good at. But you got to be able to accept when the Heavenly Father is pulling away or retracting that spirit that you have on you to excel at that specific hobby or the things that you pleasure in. Okay? So just be mal-temperate, Scriptures say every man that strives for his masteries is temperate in all things. Okay? And all things is legitimately what it means. All things. All right? So whether it's because the thing is, we're in flesh, all right? We're in everlasting chains of darkness. So even in wickedness, it's inevitable that we're going to be or do wicked things, but it doesn't necessarily make us wicked men. All right, the scriptures say there's not a just man upon this earth that doeth good and sinneth not. Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter, I believe verse 20 or 21. Nevertheless, because we are in sinful flesh, we're going to do sinful things. What do you expect? Okay, so with that being said, just even being mal-tempered in that, all right, maybe I shouldn't indulge, or next time you're thinking about doing something that you shouldn't do, try to refrain. Okay, that's really all I had pertaining to this topic. I pray that the Heavenly Father allowed you to receive some admonishment through this epistle, and may the Lord be with all the elect and all the brothers be on this video. May the Heavenly Father Shalak Barakim Thumb, peace and blessings be upon you, man. Right? And the upliftment of your soul, may that be produced. Okay? So with that, say Shalom.